Let's get spelling, shall we? Let me share my screen. Okay, so this first word that I have for us to spell today looks like this. All right, you have to know that these are the syllables. It's a 3-syllable word. This is how it is split up. You have to know that the sound is spelled with an ER if that sound is in its own syllable. For instance, you can't spell her like this. That sound is actually a vowel sound. Welcome to knowledge that almost nobody in the universe knows. R can be a vowel sound. Same with L. But they have to have the actual vowel letter in the word. So this is how you spell the R vowel sound when it's in its own syllable. So R is spelled with an ER when in its, is there an apostrophe? No. Its own syllable. Okay, what else do we have to know for this word? We have to know the tab 2 rule. So if you have a long vowel sound, there has to be another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. If you have a short vowel sound, there can't be another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. And the silent E at the end of a word is always there for a reason. It's never there for no reason. The most common reason, usually, it's there to make the letter 2 letters back long. That just kind of goes along with the tab 2 rule. If a vowel is going to have its long sound, there has to be another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, and that's where silent E comes in to be that second vowel. Okay? Your word is permeate. Permeate. Go ahead and try to spell it in the Q&A for me. Permeate. Take your time. Permeate. 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 Oh, I love that you knew, Ridwan, that an I can say the E sound. Oh, that's so good. It actually spells the E sound more often than the E does in this situation. In this word, this is going to be an E right here. But I love that you knew that. Permeate. There we go. Gorgeous, you guys. Beautiful. Permeate. Yeah. Good. Had you guys spelled this word previously? Or are you just brilliant? Pretty sure it's the second. Permeate. All right, consonants. We have P, R, M, E, A, T. Vowels. When it's in its own syllable, is spelled with an ER. This E is following the tab 2 rule just fine. It can make its long sound because there's a vowel right here. A, in order for it to make its long sound, has to have another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, so we're going to put an E at the end. Permeate. Well done. Excellent. All right, let me erase this. I'm going to put it down here. Wait, am I? Yeah. Okay, next. This is a fun one. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah. All right, so for this word, you need to know that AU spells a deep, short O sound. Aw, your jaw is dropped deeper than just a single short O, like octopus. Ah. Ah sounds a little different than aw. Aw is a deeper sound. Okay? So it sounds like a deep short O. You have to know the confident rule, which is if you hear I in the middle syllable, you'll know it's the middle syllable if there's a vowel before it that doesn't touch it and a vowel after it that doesn't touch it. If you hear an I in the middle syllable, you're going to spell it with an I and you're not going to double that next letter. So the tap 2 rule doesn't apply to I in the middle syllable. You also have to know okay, that there are 3 at least ways to spell the sh sound. There is an SH, a TI, and a CI. Those all spell sh. This one comes right before an OUS, often. This way to spell the sh sound is often how you're going to spell it before an OUS. Which brings me to my last rule. OUS is how you spell the suffix us. Spells the us sound. So your word is aw, deep dropped jaw, auspicious. Auspicious. Go ahead. Auspicious. Oh, don't look at what I'm going to write in the corner because I'm writing the answer. Don't look. All right, I won't write it yet. You might have already peeked, but that might be a little too tempting even for me. Auspicious. Well done, Daryl. Oh, red one. Right here, it's an I like inside or igloo. I, and then you'll have it. Auspicious. Take your time. Auspicious. I would love to see a few more. Gorgeous, Catherine. Nice, Joseph. Beautiful, Taryn. Gorgeous, Daryl. Okay. Auspicious. We have that ah and then s, p, I, sh. Did I do the wrong dots? No, I didn't. Sh before an us is spelled with a CI usually. And here's our suffix us that's spelled with an OUS. You don't hear the O, you only hear the U. Back to here, aw, that deep aw is spelled with an AU. Auspi, I is spelled with an I. Auspicious. Auspicious. Now, without looking in the bottom corner of my board, spell the word permeate. Permeate. Then, without looking in the bottom corner of my board, spell the word auspicious. Permeate and auspicious. Auspicious and permeate. And then check your answer when you've written them down back in the corner of my board there. Okay, next word. We need to know about this. EX is always how you're going to spell the X or eggs sound at the beginning of a word. You're never going to use just a regular old X, except for the word X-ray. And you're never going to spell it like this. There's never an S there. The X has the S sound embedded in the phoneme of the X. X says X, that S is already inside the X sound. So EX has 2 sounds. It can make its voiceless sound. X sounds like this. Or eggs sounds like the eggs that you fry in a pan. X or eggs. This is its voiceless and its voiced sound. Quiet and vibrating. You'll know if it's quiet, if the next letter is a quiet sound, no vocal cords are used. And you'll know if it's vibrating if the next letter is a vibrating sound. So like the word exam, you hear eggs because A vibrates, but in the word explain, you hear X. That's quiet sound because the P is quiet. P. Explain, exam. So EX has two different sounds. And when you hear eggs at the beginning of a word, you might be tempted to spell it like the food, but it's going to be that. Eggs. It's just the vibrating sound of it. Where am I? There it is. All right. Rats. This word breaks the tap 2 rule. Darn. So I'm going to give this letter to you because this word is a rule breaker. There's lots of rule breakers in English. I try to pick the rule followers for the most part, but once in a while a rule breaker slips in. But you do need to know that that C can spell the S sound if the next letter is an E, I, or Y. You also have to know that ER, let me do it like I did the last time. When you hear R in its own syllable, you're going to spell it ER in its own syllable. Remember, you're not going to spell her like this. You're going to have an ER in there. Okay, and then that silent E rule again. Silent E is usually there to make the vowel before 2 doors before it make its long sound. Okay, your word is exacerbate. Exacerbate. Go for it. We are spelling exacerbate. Don't forget that this is a C right here and there's only one of them. Exacerbate. 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 And then when you're done, go ahead and put it in the Q&A for me so I can see your answers. They don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, especially not me. It just helps me to know how you're doing and how I can tailor my teaching. Exacerbate. It's a long one though, so take your time. Let me say it really, really carefully. Exacerbate. Exacerbate. Bait. Hard one, huh? Exacerbate. Not for you guys, though. All right. Now they're starting to come through. Here they come. Exacerbate. Gorgeous, Darren. Well done. Okay. If you're still spelling, let's do the rest together. So we have that eggs that you hear at the beginning of a word that is spelled with an EX. I'm going to go ahead and put that vowel down now because I know that EX spells the eggs sound at the beginning of words. This is spelling the S sound, so this next letter must be an E, I, or Y right here. When C makes the S sound, the next letter must be an E, I, or Y. Exacerbate. It really is easier to spell the consonants first because then the vowels are the hard part in words to spell because there are so many different spellings. Each vowel makes so many different sounds. So how are you supposed to know if a is spelled with a U or an O or an A? You can know if you spell those consonants first because then it's like putting a puzzle together or doing a math problem. It's just plugging in a formula. So this A is going to spell the A sound right here. This is the real breaker part because we're not going to double that C. In its own syllable is spelled with an ER. And then this long sound A must have a silent E at the end so that it can make its long sound. There's exacerbates. Take a look at it. And then I'm going to erase it in a second. Exacerbate. Exacerbate. Okay? So first in the Q&A, spell the word permeate. 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 And then auspicious. Try not to look in the corner of my board. That's where your answers are. Auspicious. Permeate, auspicious, and then exacerbate. Exacerbate. And then you can check your answers. Well, I put the last one on the board. Okay. There we go. Permeate, auspicious, exacerbate. Well done. Yeah, I love how you made it past tense, Daryl. You went the extra mile and spelled exacerbated. Okay, this word, we need the tap 2 rule. So if you hear a short vowel sound, make sure that that next letter is doubled. If you hear a short vowel sound, make sure that that next letter is doubled, or at least that there's 2 consonants after it. But if there's not 2 consonants, you have to double the next letter so that there is 2 consonants after it. I, when it can say the E, spell the E sound, when it is toward the end of a longer or multi-syllable word with a vowel after it. So when you hear an E toward the end of a multi-syllable word, and there's a vowel after that E sound, you're probably going to spell that E sound, that long E sound, with an I. And then us at the end is spelled O-U-S. That's a suffix that spells the us sound. Okay, your word is illustrious. Illustrious. Go for it. Illustrious. 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 All right, illustrious. Illustrious. Good. Good. You guys are either getting right on it or really close. You're spelling a lot of sounds correctly, and that's wonderful. Every single sound that you spell correctly is a win, regardless of if the entire word is spelled correctly or not. Every single sound within that word that you spell correctly is progress and should be celebrated. Illustrious. Catherine, look at this rule right here. And same with Ridwan. When you hear an E toward the end of a longer word with a vowel after it, spell it with an I. Illustrious. Oh, I wasn't very good at pronouncing this sound right here. This is an I, like industry or inside or impossible. This is an I. Feel free to change your answer. Okay, illustrious. We have I, ul, s, t, e, s. Now that we have the consonants, we can spell the vowel sounds. I is a short vowel. Short vowels require 2 consonants after them. If there's not 2, make 2. Can spell its short sound right here because there already is 2 consonants after it. E toward the end of a longer word when there's a vowel after it is spelled with an I, right here. Us at the end of a word is a suffix that is spelled O-U-S. Here is illustrious, illustrious. Now, in the Q&A, spell permeate, permeate, and then auspicious. Permeate, auspicious, exacerbate, permeate, auspicious, exacerbate, and then illustrious. Permeate, auspicious, exacerbate, illustrious. Gorgeous Joe. Illustrious. Permeate, auspicious, exacerbate, illustrious. My friends, if you can spell permeate, auspicious, exacerbate, and illustrious, you're pretty great. You're doing amazing. Those are not easy words to spell. They're hard words to even pronounce. It's hard to even say them. So if you can spell them, even after learning how, you're doing amazing. Congratulations. You're amazing. Enjoy the rest of your night being remarkable, my friends. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.